James is the only one with the decency to be eating. Everyone else is taking pictures of their food. Well, that rat or mouse problem that we had quite some time ago over the range hood seems to be back. I heard the son of a bitch bouncing around in there last night. Last couple of nights, Ollie's been going nuts in the house like there's somebody around. And now we figured out what it is. He was rat detecting or mouse detecting. I don't know. I haven't seen it yet, but I'm thinking rat. I'm thinking it sounded big enough to be a rat. Anyway, as you may recall, I thought there was a rat coming in from the range hood or the house. I put down a rat trap. That didn't catch him. I put down a mouse trap. That didn't catch anything. And yet, obvious signs of droppings in there. And I thought it was largely contained, but he may not be. Because, and I've been working on this today. So this looks different than what it did earlier this morning. But up here is where the range hood goes into the ceiling. And I've sealed it with foam today. So at least try to bridge the gap. And then, he would come down and there's a hole here where the microwave power cord goes. And the son of a bitch has chewed through the microwave power cord. And not so badly that I'm worried about it, so I taped it up to ensure the insulation. But he was trying to get through that, or maybe he did get through that hole, whether he had to chew through it or not. I mean, he didn't break the line, he just got the insulation off. But I found some rat droppings over here. And this was a cabinet that didn't have any food in it either. It just had some pie plates and basically disposable stuff. So it's been disposed of. And then the hole drops down through to the microwave. And no evidence that he ever got through there, although it's exactly the same size hole as the other one. So I don't know. But I've sealed up the top with the foam, and I've fixed the electrical cord, and I've taken all it out, and I cleaned the hell out of it and disinfected it, and I had to wear these nasty latex gloves, and frankly, I'm allergic to latex, and I think my skin, even though my skin's coming off on my fingers, even though they were protected inside the glove, so that must be the effect of the glove. And then once I put those cords through, I've got some plumber's putty, which I'm going to fill up around the holes with, because I don't want to foam the microwave cord in, obviously. So, but a little plumber's putty can be removed if it needs to. It stays fresh for years. So that's what I've done. And yes, I do realize that sealing the opening, if it works, just traps the rat in my attic. I know that. But I haven't had any luck killing him on the battlefield in the kitchen. And stage 1 containment. Stage 2... maybe call in a professional. It's just gonna kind of depend on the situation. But let's see what happens tonight if he comes back. Pardon me, I'm tired. That's all that cleaning is a good workout. I wish I'd recorded all of it on my watch, but I only recorded half of it. But I probably got some active calories anyway, because it's good that way. Oh, I'm so looking forward for iOS 12 to come out, which it apparently is a cool feature, or if it works, it's a cool feature. Because I did this yesterday at the gym. I went down for a training session to learn their 30-minute workout, which is at Planet Fitness, where I have my membership. They have 20 yeah, that sounds right, 20 stations in this one area. And they've got a red-green light system. Stays green for 1 minute, stays red for 30 seconds. You move from station to station. On green, you do the exercise. On red, you rest and move to the next one. When you get to the next one, you know, you do that exercise when it goes green, etc., and on and on and on. It was a surprisingly nasty workout. Surprisingly nasty. I expected it to be, you know, meh. No, it hurt. And I forgot to turn my Apple Watch on and say, hey, I'm doing a mixed cardio workout or something like that. Till I got about halfway through. And I turned it on at halfway through, and I still got a fair amount of active calories for doing half the circuit that way. But I missed. Did I miss? I don't know. But it wasn't actively checking for active calories during the first half of the workout. So I'm sure I missed out on some calorie credits that I actually burned. In iOS 12, apparently, they've figured out a way to, if you start an exercise like I did yesterday, and it looks at your heart rate data and says, it looks kind of like you've already been working out, it can actually retroactively start the exercise prior to when you push the button. So it kind of backdates the data and says, no, he was exercising, this is part of the thing. So it also does exactly the opposite. If you forget to stop it at the end, which everyone is notorious at doing, it also says, you know, I think you stopped, and it can backdate it and turn that off. So I am really looking forward to that. The announcements are tomorrow on Apple event thing. It's on my calendar. I'm going to be here in front of the TV watching to see what's cool and new coming out. And hopefully iOS 12 and watchOS to go with it will be out within days, probably Friday. I'm hoping. Well, this is very disappointing. Couple of things. We've driven quite a long ways to go to La Madeleine, which is a French restaurant which they used to have here in town 10, 15 years ago, and we liked them quite a lot. And to get there, we had to come over to the other side of town. And imagine my surprise, because I wasn't really paying attention when I put the coordinates in the GPS. But that house right there across the street, the one behind it, is where I used to live 25 years ago. Maybe closer to 30. And so this was in walking distance, and this is the shopping center that we're looking at there. And it's all, this used to be fields when I lived here. We were in the boonies. You couldn't get pizza. There were no restaurants, no fast food. We were nowheresville, and now it's built up and got a restaurant. And that's partially why it's disappointing, because this stuff's here, and when I lived here, it was kind of miserable. And then the other reason it was miserable is because the food kind of sucked. They did not have any of the dishes that I used to like to eat at their restaurant. And I love French onion. They had French onion soup. It was too salty for me. That's hard to imagine. So it wasn't very good. It was supposed to have cheese in it. It all sank to the bottom, and there was only a little tiny bit. The croutons weren't very good. And I had a Caesar salad. It was supposed to have extra dressing on it. You could barely see any dressing. You could barely taste any dressing. And it's just, it wasn't good. And I mean, how do you screw up a Caesar salad? Well, I do know how you screw up a Caesar salad. You put anchovy oil on it. But nobody does that anymore. That was 40 years ago in the dark times, before people figured out anchovies were disgusting and nobody would eat them. Anyway, not a happy lunch. Not a happy lunch.